Welcome back to another YouTube Tuesday. Today we're going to be going over a channel that was recommended by one of you guys. User at Dan-V3I recommended that I should look at Joey Does Tech. So that's what we're going to do. Let's get into the video. Joey Does Tech has been uploading videos for several years now. And early last year he started a profit and loss series where he would buy something off of eBay and see if he could fix it for a profit, which he did over 100 episodes on, and he just now started season 2. Today we're going to be taking a look at one of his videos so that you can get an idea of what to expect if you subscribe to his channel. Just a little bit about his channel. He almost has 80,000 subscribers, has uploaded over 300 videos, and is well on his way to 10 million combined views. Based out of the UK, but he's quite entertaining, so you should definitely give him a look. Let's get into his video.
That's right, a viewer sent me a faulty item for free, so if I'm able to fix it, I can make a little bit of a profit. Incredibly kind and generous of them, so to that viewer, thank you very much for sending me the item. I in turn did end up fixing this on a live stream, so if you haven't checked out the live streams already, I'll leave a link down below to my Twitch channel, but I also do live stream here on YouTube as well. Before we get right on into the fix, a huge shout out to today's video sponsor, PCBWay. PCBWay is the solution for all your PCB needs. Imagine this scenario, you're in dire need of a reliable service to print some custom circuit boards. Those boards need to be great quality, have fast shipping, and be at a very good price. PCBWay have you sorted. Simply start your instant quote and customize your PCB to how you want it. Anything from thickness to solder mask color. And then in a few simple steps, you'll be ready to check out. PCBWay also offers services such as CNC machining, 3D printing, injection molding, and sheet metal fabrication. Head on over to PCBWay.com to get started.
In your bunny ears, it's a celebration. Tech Wizard Joey.
I know, it's an absolutely fantastic song. We can't deny it, and all credit goes to Interstellar. Should we get a roll in with this Xbox Uno S? And see what the situation is. Shouldn't have thrown that. Oh, you should not have done that. Oh, you should not have done that. Right, I don't know what the situation is with this. This was actually gifted, chat, so I didn't buy this. This was actually gifted to me. It looks like, I think, it's an Xbox One S digital edition. Let's have a butcher, shall we? Is it a digital? Yes, it is. The t-shirt tucked. What do you mean the t-shirt tucked? What's wrong with a tucked t-shirt? Right, chat, I need to find out what's actually wrong with this. So let's plug it in and give it a good old test. Let's turn it. Let's try to turn it on anyway and see what happens. Ready, chat? 3, 2, 1. Now, I am gonna. I mean, that is a very quick on and off. That's a very quick on and off. That might be power supply, chat.
You are only.
That can definitely be a power supply issue, but I wouldn't rule it out as the only thing that could cause it. Obviously, testing the power supply isn't too complicated. If you have a multimeter, you can test to see if it's outputting 12 volts. And you can also test the motherboard to see if it could receive 12 volts or if there's going to be a short, and kind of go with the triage from there.
Here to sit chart, create good content.
True. PSU. That's what I'm thinking, Nexi. What do you think? Because it's a very quick beep on, beep off. It's not like a really slow one. It's a very quick beep on, beep off. Has been opened before, by the way, chat. Hard drive. That's quick for the hard drive, though, right, Spanner? It's very quick for the hard drive. There was no beep. No, there was a beep. It might not just come across. Why can't I open that? I don't think I've ever not been able to open that side. Interesting. One of those days, I reckon, chat. One of those days. There we go. Jubbly. Hard drive is 10 to 30 seconds. Exactly. If it'll be that quick, the drive is proper toast. Yeah, the drive is like non-existent. I don't think it's that, chat. I'm gonna say it's the I'm gonna say power supply or something like that, because that is very, very, very quick. I don't think I've ever seen it that quick. Oh, Mr. Animal says HDMI short. Interesting. I hate these things at the front. So annoying. Surely they could have saved like quite a bit of money by just not including it. But then it would have been prone to like more like liquid damage, I guess.
We never know what we're going to get from Joey. Contest flux from stream to stream. I'll be here all month.
Oh, thank you, Nan. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know what you guys are gonna get either. I think that's what makes it good, right? Right. How are we actually? Do you know what? This doesn't look too. Chat, what's that? Chat, I've never seen black tape on a power supply. Why is there black tape on this power supply? Chat. Okay. Let's be careful here, Joey. Don't be stupid. Bodge tape, previous fix, electrical tape. Yeesh. Which Xbox is this? Xbox One S, my friend. The extreme magic smoke that we're going to have when we look at this. What on earth? Why is there black tape on this?
Misuse of cheap electrical tape detected. You need a bunny suit for protection.
All right, chat. I don't want to look at this because that is dangerous, hey? Why would you tape it, chat? I have to look. What is that, chat? Well, there's nothing bridging there, so why would you just attempt to, like, tape it out? I don't understand. Why would you attempt to tape? Oh, I guess if it's touching the top of the chassis, then it could be shorted out, I guess. All right, 68% of people are saying it's a faulty power supply. Bearing in mind, I've never had a beep on, beep off that has been a faulty power supply. Here we go. Well, okay, we've got the spins, all right, so obviously this PSU is okay. Is it just going to turn on, or is it not going to turn on at all? Here we go.
Awesome stuff, JDT.
It was not a power supply. Jess, by the way, awesome stuff, JDT. Thank you very much. By the way, I'm not using that other power supply that has black tape on it. It's not happening. So I'm just going to swap it out regardless of the situation, chat, okay? It's more of a MOSFET or TDP159. Oh, TDP159 could be a good shout. Has that... no, that looks like factory paste to me. 5 volts short. Oh, Dreams, you reckon 5 volts short? Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, before we inject then and force 12 volts into this, because clearly it's not liking it. Let's check our rails. So we're not going to have a 12 volt short, are we? Because that'd be absolutely ridiculous. Right, chat?
Injecting voltage, if there's a short, can cause further damage. So the first thing that you should do is start to test around to see if you've got proper readouts on each one of the rails before simply just blasting it with power just to see if you can isolate a hotspot or something like that. So if there is a short, maybe even corrosion, it can further the damage by making a bigger hole in the motherboard and things like that when it gets really hot. So let's see what he finds.
Yeah, that's fine. So just confirm. That's negative. That's positive. Okay, so 12 volts is fine. No problem at all. If we go over to our 3.3, no short, but 770 ohms, chat. Is that a little bit low for 3.3? And then we go over to our let's go 1.1. Oh no, to be fair, the 1.1 is 720. What's the 1.8? 720. Why are they all around about 700, chat? 700 ohms. Are they all meant to be 700 ohms? That's very weird. 3.3. Where are that 5 there? No, the 5 is fine. The 5 is absolutely fine. Still think it's a bad drive, says Blaze. All right, so that seems to be fine, chat. I don't have any shorts here. The 1.1, the 1.8, the 3.3, the 5, and the 12. None of them are shorted. However, I can't help but not shift away from the 700 ohms situation. I'm sure it's not meant to be 700 ohms. The 5 volt doesn't have a 700 ohms. The 3.3 does. Oh, it's kind of rising now. So maybe that's like the information isn't correct. Let me, I'm probably just going to inject here. Just see what happens. See if anything lights up like a Christmas tree. I also want to just see what happens with the boot sequence. What happens? What kind of draw do I get here? Okay, so it goes up to about 100. What was that? Try again. 27 milliamps. It's not really doing much. 27 milliamps up to 130. And it's down to about 15 milliamps. Right, chat, we've got a couple of ways to play this. We can inspect, right, with our multimeter and our microscope. So we can just go under the microscope here and have a look-see. Or we can actually, instead, just go ahead and start swapping out random components. It could be this, chat, as well, don't forget. So we've got...
All right, swapping out random components can actually solve the issue sometimes, but it's not really practical, especially if you're trying to make a profit. And although it doesn't take a whole lot of time to swap out components, it's much simpler to simply look for components to see if something's actually bad or not, or if it needs to be replaced. It's not always visible whether or not it's bad or not, but from my experience, especially on consoles, it's typically visible. Something's typically visibly different when there's an issue such as the one he's running into where it's acting the way that it is when he tries to put power to the board. So let's keep going.
And we got a power management IC here as well, the NCP. That's a very that chip can go bad. Chat, where are my tweezers? Where are my tweezers? Let's take a look at the TDP159, chat. What do we have? TDP159. What measurement do we have on the TDP159? Measure on this cap here. About 600 ohms. It's actually okay. It's actually okay. 700 ohms. To be fair, though, 700 ohms. Hold on. Let's measure that 3.3 again. 900. Okay. So you think it's going to be the power management IC. Is this a previously worked on console? Yes. The sticker was gone. Have you managed to get a working board for each console to compare readings to yet? No, but that should have definitely been a priority of mine when I started doing this. I have a habit of the ones that I get that are good, I then take parts from them because I'm like, well, that's a known working part because it works. Inject on 3.3. Chat, why don't we inject on 3.3? That sounds good to me. So we're going to inject 3.3 volts. 3.3 on a 3.3, 88 milliamps. Is what we get. We get 88 milliamps. Right, let's go for this 3.3, chat. So 3.3. Oh, what's getting hot? Is that... Where's that, chat? Hold on. What is that, chat? Is this because, though? Is this because... Hold on, 3.3. Is that because... Chat, I've never had an IC get hot on this board. Do you know that? And look, we have one. I'm absolutely flabbergasted, chat. This component here shouldn't be getting hot, should it? Let's call this one the steak, chat. This shouldn't be getting hot. 450 degrees Celsius, 70% airflow, chat.
The hard thing about these type of boards is there's no real schematic out there that's publicly available. And so sometimes it's really hard to diagnose. And obviously what's getting hot is that IC. That doesn't mean the IC itself is bad. That might just mean that it's the first thing on the circuit that is bad that's connecting it to another component. So just because something appears hot doesn't mean it always is the culprit. If it's a capacitor, it's almost always the culprit. In fact, if a capacitor lights up, I rarely run into one where it's not the issue. So if it's an IC, it could be bad, but it's not always the case.
70% airflow, chat. Here we go. Let's take off our steak chip. Steak chips and beans has gone. Exactly. A bosh. Way too much stuff around me again, chat. Health is wealth. I'm putting our airspeed down to about 40% just to avoid this flux going everywhere. Do you know what? I shouldn't even have to poke it, really. Flux will do the work. Perfect. There we go. Wicked. Let's inspect. Turn off the leaf blower that I've got. Are we connected? Chat, I could do with pushing that down. It's quite a small area to work in this because there's some ceramic caps quite close to me. Squeeze out the side. Can you see how it's squeezed out the side now? If I really want to touch up, a little bit of flux either side. Not a necessity, this part, because I think it'll be okay. None of those look like they're bridging to me. But just to be safe, there we go. Better, there we go. Just to show you that it's definitely soldered on properly. Do it nice or do it twice. Exactly. Right, here we go, chat. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Right, what I'm going to do is disconnect that. Disconnect this. I'm going to take the fan off, and I'm just going to check with the heat cam now to see if there's anything going on. Why did that MOSFET get a little bit hot, hey? Oh, wait, what is that? Is it the NCP power management IC? So the 3.3 volt chat is also the south bridge, right? Because, I mean, it starts to heat up, but then doesn't get anywhere. Nothing's happening over there, really. Dreams is saying the 3.3 is fine. Do we think the power management IC chat? That's what's lighting up. Well, when I say lighting up, as in it's the only bit of light that I'm getting on the board. What about the RAM IC? No, that's not lighting up either. Let's go power management.
And also, just because something is getting hot doesn't mean it is the culprit. A lot of things get hot as power goes through them. You just have to check it, see what temperature it's getting at, because there's kind of a range at where these components will sit with temperature. So even though it looks like it's getting hot, it may not actually be getting hot. It just may be the thermal camera makes it stand out as something that's getting warm or hot. But it may be completely fine. That may be exactly how hot it's supposed to get.
I see, chat. Okay, so we're coming in here. 450 degrees Celsius, chat. Airflow speed, 50%. You have no room for a good fume extractor. You're not wrong, Stetho. I will have to make room. I have to move my desk or do something. I have to. Right. Get off. So what I'm going to do, chat, I'm going to use the solder that I've already got on here. Pop that down. Roughly in place. Roy says it's an itchy IC. Roy, don't join them, Roy. Now he's coming in, so I've dropped flux here. So I'm actually going to push this down. And then let it do its thing. Push it down just to make sure all that stuff gets a connection. There we go. It's looking good. Come off the heat a sec, because I need to move it. I need to move this chip. And now I'm just going to come back in with the heat. There we go. Should be good there, chat. Come off the heat. Now again, chat, this is the unleaded solder that's on the board already. I've not put leaded here, so I'm just going to put some flux on the outside. And just scoop that up. Board's still hot. And just with our cotton swab, get rid of any of that flux that's in the area. Poor IC. Scratched it, look at it. Let's check the work. All okay. All okay. All okay. Final side. All okay. Turn that off. What do you guys think? Is this board going to turn on for longer than a millisecond? Roy's going to say beep on, beep off again. It'll work now for sure. What? Did you guys see that? Like boot looping or something? He'll spin again. All right, what's going on here? So I don't think it's gonna work. What's happening here? 3, 2, 1. Oh my god! It's a longer beep on, beep off. So we got somewhere, chat. That's good though, right? That could be hard drive. That could be hard drive. Yeah, now it could be hard drive. South bridge. South bridge is getting toasty. APU 40 degrees. APU getting to 42 degrees. Everything else is heating up now, though, chat. Everything else is heating up, so everything looks like it's actually coming alive. So it could be something else. It could be that the South Bridge. I don't know if the South Bridge should get that hot already, chat. What do you think? I don't want to just say, oh yeah, it's South Bridge. I might check the cable just to write that off. Craft is still saying it's retimer. Why do you think it's retimer, Craft? Right, let's check our hard drive. What you replaced so far, Joey? Literally a 3.3 chip, whatever it is, and then the NCP, the power IC, power management IC. That's fine. That's fine. So the cable is fine. Cable is okay, chat. Just as an FYI. All right. Let's bear that in mind. The cable is okay. I'm just launching Crystal Disk Info. Listen out for the sound. You guys know what sound it will be, if it is. No, it's showing disk 7 is absolutely fine. It's saying it is good, healthy. So we have the cable is good, the hard drive is good. So we've ruled out the cable, we've ruled out the hard drive. So we've ruled out the cable, ruled out the hard drive, ruled out the NCP management, the power management IC. Could it be getting hot, chat? Could it be overheating pretty much straight away? I might be completely wrong, but 700 ohm, 3.3, he's never had that reading. What else is on that 3.3 though that could be causing it? You guys think retimer? Should I change out the retimer, chat? Should you try retimer? 450 degrees Celsius, airflow speed 50%, chat. Strud says definitely the retimer then. Right, retimer off, put this retimer on. It could be that RAM IC, chat. It could be now that we fixed one thing, we've got an issue with another. Right, stuck. Get off. Working with unleaded solder here, chat. Putting the airspeed to 30%. I need to give this a little tap upwards. Tiny, tiny little tap. Oh, it's actually bouncing in place. Okay, it should be fine then. Whilst that board is hot. Lovely jubbly. Clear all of this flux as we do. Chickadee check, 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 check. Chickadee, chickadee check. Looks good to me. Some of these wires are a little bit skew whiff. All good. All good. Sweet. Right, retimer changed out, chat. It is, chat. It's boot looping. I don't think it's going to work. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. I heard a beep, but no light. Maybe it's just bugging out. No.
This is one of those things where you can tell that he's basically going off of what chat's saying to do, along with his knowledge, instead of potentially looking for the issue elsewhere. It's just going with, what the crowd is saying to do, which, can work. Sometimes you have if you have knowledgeable people in the chat and they've seen it before, they're going to be able to point it out. But I'm curious to see if, in this case, he's got something else going on that chat wouldn't never be aware of because they're not actually looking at the board. And if you were to give it better examination, maybe you'd actually find the issue, because I don't think that the retimer was the issue in this case. Retimer, typically, the only time I've ever had to replace it is if I have the device fully functional and yet still no image, even though the HDMI is perfect as well. So, I've seen things like that cause an issue where it won't boot up like that, but the retimer I don't think was the culprit in this case.
Now I don't get a light. Oh, there's a light. It's not spinning up though. Okay, so the light is there. I just thought that might be the case. So I get the beep off as well. So it's beep on, beep off. It's about 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's 5 seconds. Could be Southbridge, chat. I'll try a different NCP, but I'm going to probably have to put this down to Southbridge. Come on.
Looks like he's pulling the
okay, that one's off. Good. Not too bad. Sunday chilled out. Lovely jubbly. So Sundays are 4. Just pushing down on this IC. I'm going to have to move it about in a second as well because it's not in the proper place. Should sort itself out. Patience, chat. Should be okay. Just dab away this little bit just here. Board's still belting hot. It's good. There we go. Right, let's check our work, chat, and see how we're getting on. Yeah, jubbly. Look at that. Little bit on the side. But no issues. So this is another NCP power management IC. There we go. Now what I'm going to do is, believe it or not, you might be like, Joey, why? What are you talking about? I'm going to replace the...
Look right there.
Chat. Imagine I just haven't seen that. Oh, I haven't been over that area with the scope. Mind.
See, this is why I say take a look over the entire board. It's typically, on these boards, it's almost always visible. Looks like he's got a little bit of corrosion there, and from what I can see, it's quite dark, which means there's probably a burnt pad. If not, the pad's completely missing or the trace leading off of it's gone. And simply putting power to it over and over and over again, it was potentially furthering the damage that was already there, making it a bigger hole or whatever we're going to find under there. But most likely that is connected to the circuit of the IC that was getting hot in the first place. And so that's why he was seeing it get warm. And instead of trying to look elsewhere, he just simply went to replacing the hot component. Now, obviously with the schematic, it would have been a lot easier for him to do some more testing and isolate this as the culprit. But given the lack of schematics, it's understandable. So let's see what he finds.
All right, I probably wouldn't have had to change out the NCP. Well, I tell you what, I think the NCP went as well. Because we've definitely had a change in behaviour of the beep. But that is definitely gone, hey? Do you know what, chat? That might just be. I'm getting off. Let me get off. See, this is why board inspection is vital, chat. I should have done that at the start. I didn't. It's a rookie mistake from me. Yeah, I still think the NCP's dead as well, so we probably would have had to fix that. But it's still a rookie mistake, chat. Should have done a board inspection. This area is a pain because there's an aluminium cap right next to it. So, now that we've cleaned that up, how bad is this corrosion? Yeah, that hole, look at it. This pad isn't connecting to here. That's a complete hole, that is. That's a hole to start with. Just going to drop some conformal coating. Get onto the end of my tweezer, please. Just there. Now, what I do need to make sure is that it's flat. So it's just covering the hole. Should be okay. I don't think there's anything underneath there, so I don't think it's going to be, like, absolutely horrendous. But, as in, I don't think, like, I've exposed any of the ground pad. So,
a lot of the time, a hole like that can expose other traces, including ground planes. So covering up like this is fine. I didn't see any ground plane in this scenario, so he probably didn't need to do that. He probably could have just run a jumper from the pad that was still there, the part of the pad that was still there, up to the bigger pad under the green top coat and created a new trace without having to put underfill under it. And in this case, he's kind of covered up the other pad, so he's probably going to just run a wire over top of it, unless he scrapes away some of that UV mask and reveals the pad again to kind of tack it to. But both ways would work. Let's see what he does. By the way, I'm not feeling too hot today, so sorry if my voice isn't sounding the best.
Doing here is just making sure that it's flat surface. So when I do put the wire in, it's going to be nice and cushy. See what I'm saying? Needs a new APU too? Yeah, it might do. This is the thing, chat. It might be, there might be more to it. Who knows? Now again, I need to make sure this is flat. Yeah, it's flat, chat. Look at that. It's good. Really, really good. Coming with our soldering iron. Also want to make sure that these are okay. Okay, a lot of work for an Xbox One S, chat. I mean, if this was like profit or loss, as in the episodes, Sally Spectacular spreadsheet, it probably wouldn't be worth it. It's a 1 terabyte digital edition as well, so it's not like it holds much value in any way, shape, or form. But regardless, good to save a console. Let's put it that way. Good to save a console. Get it back out into the wild. I'm gonna go with the thinner one. Ice paper alcohol. Lovely. Lovely, chat. Right, let's cut this off. Don't want it touching ground, chat, do we? So let's cut it. Come at this from a weird angle. Perfect. Just tinning the wire now, chat. Do need to try and get a blob of solder on that if I can. That'll do. Where's my brush? Right, so I'm going to apply some isopropyl alcohol here if I can. Actually, I'm going to go sideways. It's probably going to move the wire. That's fine. Let's give this a dry. Now, I'm also going to come in with the other set here. And I'm just going to make sure that this bends up as much as possible.
Alright, so you can see he's doing what I thought he was going to do, except he could have scraped away the bottom part of the green solder mask there and revealed the pad that was the remainder of that pad that he could tack to. And that way he wouldn't be having to manipulate the wire at all, and it would be more secure in place. So that's what I would have done, but I mean, he can still do it at this point. Maybe he will, but otherwise that wire could potentially float off to the left or to the right, causing a bridging between either of the pads to its side. So given how small it is, you want to do everything you can to secure it in place. Maybe add some more UV mask to the top of it once you've kind of got the wire in the right spot so it doesn't want to move that much. So we'll see how he goes about doing this.
Like that. And who knows what I'm about to do lastly? Conform that coating. What do you think, chat? Let's grab our IC from a donor board. Joey's answer is always flux. Exactly, Duck. Exactly. People who work in this area will know the situation that I'm currently going through. Again, coming in with a flux. Hey, good. Good. I think the chip's a little bit skew whip. I think we're okay. I think we're okay, chat. I will confirm in a sec. Joey, we're not okay. Why are you not okay? Top right pad is no good. But there's solder on the pad underneath, so don't worry about that for the time being. We'll inspect it and see. You could be right. Yeah, you're right. Might be connected underneath though. I'm happy with that wire. I'm happy with the connections next to it. I'm happy with the connections on this side. Let's try this. I'm going to have to be super careful. Might have to go in again. Hold on. Let me try and keep it at this angle. It's going to be really hard, but it'll be really, really difficult. Chat, I think it's connected. I'll test it with a multimeter. Yeah, chat, that looks okay. 0.38 looks alright. I think we're okay. Right. Time for testing, chat. Magic Smoke. Okay, so is this going to carry on spinning, is the question. Because if that spins again, I don't have faith. But it hasn't spun again. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
It's probably going to work.
Spin, 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 spin. Here! There it is, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Right, turn it off. But is there a signal? Yeah, exactly. This is where I find out that the HDMI retimer isn't working or something else isn't working. I just want to see it and make sure that I do get a display because then I'll put it back together in some ways. HDMI 1. Yeah, it turns on. We get the green, baby. Here we go, chat. There we go. Xbox. we have fixed it. Took us a while to diagnose and fix this one, but again, it's not necessarily all about the profit. After some more extensive testing after I finished the live stream, I played around on a few games just to make sure that I didn't get any, graphical glitches or RAM issues, anything along those lines. And the console is working absolutely perfectly. I've already sold it. It's a day later, I've already sold it. The profit on that console after the eBay fees is around about £45 or so. I'm not going to add that to the profit or loss spreadsheet because that would be unfair. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.
Alright, so you can definitely see the type of content that you can expect from him. If there's a channel that you'd like to recommend, leave it in the comments below as well, and we'll definitely check it out. Thanks a ton for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.